The million-dollar question. Look at this car. It shines, it turns heads, and it costs more than most people will ever earn in a lifetime. But why? Is it just the brand name? Is it the insane speed? Or is there something hidden beneath its surface that makes it worth millions? Here's something to think about. If this car and a regular car both take you from point A to point B, why is one 100 times more expensive than the other? Today, we're answering the question most car lovers, dreamers, and even critics have asked. What makes some cars unbelievably expensive? And the answers aren't as simple as you might think. Have you ever seen a car price and thought, that's ridiculous? Take the Bugatti La Voiture Noire, priced at a jaw-dropping $18.7 million. That's more expensive than a private jet. But is it just a flex for the ultra-rich, or is there something about this car that justifies its price? Let's break it down. What does an expensive car really have that a normal car doesn't? Is it the materials, the engineering, or just hype? The hidden world of ultra-rare materials. Luxury cars are not just about speed or comfort. They're about pushing the limits of what's possible, even down to the materials they're built from. While regular cars rely on steel and aluminum, these high-end machines incorporate aerospace-grade carbon fiber, ultralight titanium, and even precious metals to enhance both performance and exclusivity. The use of these rare materials isn't just about function. It's about creating something that feels untouchable. Something that turns heads not just because of its speed, but because of what it's made of. When a single component, like a set of carbon fiber wheels, costs as much as an entire luxury sedan, it becomes clear that in this world, exclusivity and innovation come at a staggering price. But it doesn't stop there. The obsession with rarity and prestige extends beyond performance-enhancing materials to purely aesthetic luxuries. Crushed diamonds in the paint, gold-plated accents, hand-stitched leather sourced from the rarest breeds. These details don't make the car any faster, but they elevate it to a level where it's more than just a vehicle. It's a masterpiece. These materials serve one purpose: to ensure that no two cars are ever truly alike, making each one a rolling symbol of wealth and individuality. At the end of the day, the materials in these cars tell a bigger story, one of status, power, and the pursuit of perfection. They are built not just to be driven, but to be admired, discussed, and even displayed like works of art. Some argue it's excessive, while others see it as the pinnacle of craftsmanship. But one thing is undeniable. In the world of ultra-luxury cars, the materials matter just as much as the machine itself. The question is, how much is too much? Would you pay a fortune just to own something no one else has? The engineering marvel, more than just speed. Performance in luxury cars isn't just about speed, it's about precision, innovation, and the ability to defy engineering limits. When a car like the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport 300 Plus is capable of breaking the 300-mile-per-hour barrier, it's not just a number, it's a statement of technological dominance. But achieving that kind of speed isn't as simple as putting a bigger engine under the hood. It requires specially designed aerodynamics, reinforced structures, and cutting-edge materials that can withstand immense forces. Even something as seemingly minor as the tires becomes a multi-million-dollar engineering challenge. At those speeds, regular tires would shred apart instantly. So manufacturers have to create custom, heat-resistant, high-pressure tires that cost more than an average car. It raises an important question. If the full potential of these machines can't legally be unleashed on public roads, is their performance purely for bragging rights? But it's not just about raw speed. It's about the meticulous craftsmanship that goes into every component. Unlike mass-produced cars that roll off assembly lines in a matter of hours, hypercars like the Pagani Huayra take months, even years to build. Every piece is crafted with obsessive attention to detail, with some parts, like titanium screws, being individually designed and costing more than the average household appliance. These cars are as much about artistry as they are about performance, with every component engineered to be both functional and breathtaking. The result is a vehicle that isn't just fast, but a showcase of human ingenuity, where even the smallest details justify the staggering price tag. Ultimately, the performance of these high-end machines isn't just about speed records or statistics. It's about redefining what's possible. Whether it's a hypercar built to push the limits of engineering or a handcrafted masterpiece meant to be admired, the time and effort invested into these machines set them apart from anything else on the road. They exist in a realm where function meets obsession, where innovation is as important as exclusivity. But with all the money and technology poured into these vehicles, the question remains: how much of this performance is actually necessary, and how much of it is just part of the allure? Would you spend thousands of dollars just on screws for a car? Then there's Rolls-Royce. Each Rolls-Royce Phantom takes 6 months to build, and customers can even request custom-built interiors. Want a dashboard made out of meteorite? It's possible. Want stars in your roof that match the exact constellation of the sky on your birthday? Rolls-Royce will do it. The question is, are you paying for a car, or are you paying for a masterpiece? Limited editions. The power of scarcity. Exclusivity is the ultimate driving force behind the skyrocketing value of these rare machines. Unlike regular cars that lose value the moment they leave the dealership, limited edition hypercars appreciate over time, turning them into rolling investments. Luxury automakers understand the power of scarcity. By producing only a handful of models, they create an aura of prestige and desirability. Owning a car like the Ferrari Aperta isn't just about driving, it's about possessing a piece of automotive history that only a select few can claim. For collectors, the thrill isn't just in the car itself, but in knowing that demand will always outweigh supply, making their prized vehicle even more valuable as the years pass. But here's where things get even wilder. Some of these million-dollar cars are never even driven. Instead, they sit in climate-controlled garages, preserved like fine art, with owners banking on their future worth. A Ferrari Enzo, once sold for $650,000, now commands prices exceeding $3 million. The same goes for the McLaren F1, a car that originally cost $800,000 but now auctions for over $20 million. These cars are no longer just high-performance machines. They've become investment assets as desirable as rare paintings or luxury real estate. The logic is simple. If you can afford to buy and store a limited production hypercar, chances are you're making money just by letting it sit. However, this raises an interesting dilemma. If a car is built for extreme performance but never touches the road, does its value lie in its engineering or simply in its rarity? Some argue that true car lovers should drive their machines, pushing them to their limits as intended. Others see them as untouchable treasures, too valuable to risk a single scratch. Either way, one thing is clear. In the world of ultra-luxury cars, the real competition isn't on the track, it's in the exclusivity game. Would you buy a multi-million-dollar hypercar knowing you might never drive it? Or does true ownership mean putting it to the test on the open road? The prestige factor. Are you paying for a name? Would a Bugatti still be worth millions if it didn't have the Bugatti badge? There's no doubt that branding plays a huge role in car prices. Luxury brands have spent decades building an image of exclusivity, power, and status. But let's test something. If a brand new unknown company made a car that was just as fast, just as luxurious, and just as rare as a Bugatti, would people still pay millions for it? Or does the name matter more than the car itself? The hidden costs of owning an expensive car. The price tag is just the beginning. The real shock comes when you realize how much it costs to own and maintain these cars. Oil change on a Bugatti? Around $20,000. New tires for a Lamborghini? $5,000 to $30,000. Insurance for a hypercar? Could be more than a regular person's salary. And here's the kicker. Many high-end cars can't even be repaired at a regular mechanic shop. You need specialized experts, often flown in from the manufacturer. Would you still want a supercar knowing the maintenance cost alone could buy you another car? The final question, is it worth it? So now that we've seen the truth behind these expensive cars, the rare materials, the insane engineering, the handcrafted details, the exclusivity, and the brand prestige, Let's ask the real question. Are they actually worth the price, or is it all just an illusion? For some, these cars represent the peak of human engineering and design. For others, they are just overpriced status symbols. But here's the ultimate question. If you had the means, would you buy one? Is the thrill of owning a piece of automotive perfection worth millions, or is it all just a glorified flex? Whether you dream of driving one, collecting one, or simply admiring them from afar, one thing is certain. These cars will always capture our imaginations. Because in the world of luxury automobiles, price isn't just about what you pay. It's about what you're willing to believe it's worth.